Hey, it's Janice. Our bowl is ready. It's at about a hard leather hard right now. Ideally, I'd recommend you go with more of a medium leather hard, but this is where I'm at. I had some things going on and time got away from me a little bit. But I'm gonna set this up on this nice banding wheel here to make it easier as we work. I'm going to section it into 4 sections and show you 4 different decoration techniques. Now, I prefer to do decoration through texture and not a lot of painting or color work like that. So I'm just going to show you textures. That's what I do. Okay, first let's section the bowl. I'm going to use a couple of MKM tools here. I have a big disc and a small disc that are graduated, and I'm just going to line these up, make marks at the quarters. The first texture I'm going to do is going to be with a lemon zester. This is probably my favorite way to do some quick texture. I'm just going to do some willy-nilly lines here. So this is just a regular kitchen tool. There we got some nice texture. Nice and quick too. And I don't worry about it too much being perfectly lined up. You can if you want. You can do all kinds of patterns with this. Now, another texture I'm going to do for this section will involve these, I think these are called Dalai Tools. Little sticks with balls on them. Just going to make a couple dots. Now I'm going to come in with a smaller one and put in some dots next to the other dots. Just in a random pattern. At least that's my goal, that it be fairly random. It's up to you how far you want to go with this. You could fill in a whole area with it or just do a few. I like to do a few spaced out. That's just my preference. For the third section, I'm going to do a little freehand carving. So I'm going to do a little wave pattern. And for the last section, I'm going to try to mask this off. I'm going to do some slip work. Okay, so I've applied some tape to the bowl, and I have a bucket of slip that I've made. The slip is made from the same clay body that the bowl is. I put it in a blender with some water and a few drops of sodium silicate just to get all the lumps out and make it very smooth. So I'm going to apply that onto this bowl and texturize it. So I'm applying some water here before I put the slip on. Ideally you'd put the slip on when the clay is not this dry. I get a good handful of slip here and I'm just going to glob it on. You can see this is nice and thick. It's kind of like pudding. Pudding is a good consistency to work with on your slip. So now that it's on there, I'm just going to make some sweeping motions. Something like that. I'm just going to go ahead and clean off the rim here a little bit and the foot. So you can see that the slip is raised from the surface of the bowl. Now let's see if we can get that little square off of there. So essentially what that does is it gives you a blank spot in the middle, and you could put perhaps a different decoration in there. Maybe we'll do some random dots right there. So you get the picture. Okay, let's get up close and personal. Check out this bowl. So these are our freehand carvings. I'll go in later and clean up any of these little scraggly, little dusty spots. It'll be very easy once the clay is hard and dry. Here's our texture, our slip texture. You can see how much it stands up off the bowl. Here's our little doll eye indentions. And be careful, these can push into the inside of the bowl, so you might get a funky little texture on the inside too from this. And here's our zester.